Hello, and welcome back to CDRD, your news this hour. I'm your host, Gabriele Altomare, and let's get right into the news. In recent news, there has been a rise in totalitarian mindsets across the United States of America. How is this allowing parties to maintain control during the election period? Gabe, our reporter on site, has more. The term is gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is the act of manipulating or reorganizing the boundaries of an electoral constituency in favor of a party. As seen above me, gerrymandering allows for a minority government to gain and to maintain control. Across the United States, political districts have been redrawn in favor of the party holding power. For example, North Carolina, a state nearly exactly in the middle during the 2016 presidential election, ruled that 49% of casted votes were Republican and 51% Democratic. Due to gerrymandering, the Republican Party won in North Carolina, despite having a minority of the votes. Since then, North Carolina has always been Republican, despite having a minority. And it's not just North Carolina. Almost all 50 states end up being gerrymandered at one point or another. To what extreme will we take this? Is it too late to stop? That's all from me today, folks. Gabriele, back to you. Thanks, Gabe. That's a really good question, and I think it brings up a really valid point. A book I read back in high school called 1984 by George Orwell does a great job of depicting this issue in the future, and how things may end up if we don't do anything about it now. The political science professor at CDRD has more. Thanks for the introduction, Gabriele. As Gabriele mentioned, my name is Gabriel, and I am the professor of political sciences here at CDRD University. I think you make a great point by using 1984 by George Orwell as your example, and I will build off that today. While I think 1984 is quite the extreme example of a society controlled by totalitarianism, I think it can definitely be used as evidence here and as a warning sign. There is only one party in 1984, and they have complete control. The party spreads fear and maintains control throughout a variety of methods. Propaganda is a major source of control in 1984. All citizens see and hear is propaganda. They don't know what else to think. Whether true or not, if the citizens are always seeing and hearing the exact same message, and in this case that's Big Brother is watching you, then eventually they will begin to believe it. Similarly, we can apply this to modern-day politics, and how propaganda from different parties affects residents living in that area. If all they see are signs promoting, for example, the Democratic Party, they might start leaning towards that side. Technology in 1984 and in our modern-day lives also play a similar role. With the vast internet and social media, it is extremely easy to be influenced by different messages and forms of propaganda, especially if your friends are constantly reposting that type of stuff. In 1984, all technology is monitored, and again, the citizens are constantly seeing the same message, which they will begin to believe. Finally, I don't want to take up too much of your time, Gabriele, but I feel like 1984 can be used as a warning message. I feel like it means that if we don't act on this issue now, then who knows how far it really can go. 1984 provides insight into a potentially all too real reality that I certainly don't want to live in. Thank you for your time. That's all from us today at CDRD Your News This Hour. I'm your host, Gabriele Altomare, and have a nice evening.